Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are mixed. We do have a little bit into tech stocks on Friday morning ahead of those big economic numbers coming out at 8:30 this morning. And of course, these are some of the last numbers the Fed's going to see before it makes its interest rate announcement later in September. Now, of course, if they're going to lower interest rates, the stocks that it's going to help the most are those small, mid cap, micro cap stocks that basically live off borrowed money. And if there's any way to make the borrowed money cost less for these companies, that could certainly help their stocks. Otherwise, the Fed probably shouldn't be lowering interest rates at this time. They should continue to fight inflation, but the market really wants them to reduce rates right now, which probably isn't a good sign for the economy. Now, so far this week, looking at some weekly charts I ran off this morning, so far the gold is up over $90 on the week. It's pulling back ever so slightly on Friday morning. Crude oil is down 53 cents on the week. No major change there, still in the weekly channel. And then we've got the price of natural gas up, and we may have put in a bottom here. We'll just have to wait and see. And this could be the time and place where we get a similar run to what we had back in late 2024 into 2025. So we are keeping an eye on that very closely, and we're currently long natural gas. Now, gold has helped the TSX hit a new high this week, and it's up over 1% on the week, while the S&P 500 is up about half of that, and then a little more strength into the tech stocks, up less than 1% on the week so far. Looking at semiconductors themselves, they're actually negative for the week, looking at the SOX index. And then we've got the US dollar having an inside week right now, still treading water in the weekly channel. And a similar situation for the 30-year bond. It's up on the week, still on a weekly buy signal here, but certainly not trending at the moment. Looking at the VIX, and here's the daily right side chart. We pulled back into the channel yesterday. So we had that pop the other day, and we've been pulling back ever since. And that pop did not take us out of the flypaper channel, which is what we're looking for in the month of September. Looking at the VIX ETFs, of course, they're still on sell signals. No change in trend for either of those coming into Friday's trading action. Now, there's a couple of stocks in the news this morning. Broadcom is out. It's out with earnings, and it is popping in the pre-market, up $33 and change, and heading towards our next price target of $343.75. Going in the other direction, and Lululemon generated a short-term sell signal on Wednesday, reversed on Thursday back on a buy signal, but unfortunately, this stock has been in the doghouse for quite a while, and here we are trading down nearly 20% in the pre-market on Friday morning, so you can wave off that buy signal from Thursday's close. Looking at the major index ETFs, we've got the S&P 500 back on a buy signal as of Thursday's close. Now, I'm not excited about taking any new buy signals up here at the moment, so what you need to do is make sure you cover any short position at the open on Friday morning, and then you can either sit on your hands or take a partial position in any of these new buy signals that showed up yesterday. The next price target for the SPY is 656.25. There's the NASDAQ 100 back on a buy signal as of Thursday's close. Our next target, if we can take out the recent highs, is 593.75. There's the Vanguard Total World ETF. It's back on a buy signal. Again, I'm not excited about taking any of these trades up here. If you're going to take a trade on Friday morning, I wouldn't jump in with both feet. You can take a buy signal today and then see if it lasts into next week. Looking for a move up to 137.50. There is the TSX 60 making a new high, heading towards 43.75. There's the Vanguard Canada ETF, right on the edge of hitting our next price target of 59.38. And then looking at the world outside of Canada, we're back on a buy signal. Our next price target is $50, but you can see we're having a hard time moving away from 48.44. Bank stocks made a new high yesterday. We had the tech sector move up. That had something to do with Shopify back on a buy signal as of Thursday's close. Again, not overly excited to take these new buy signals up at these levels. You can see on the NASDAQ, on the daily panic zone chart for the NASDAQ, we're up at the top of the range. And so this is where it's a lot harder to make new money than it was off the bottom of the range. Looking at U.S. bank stocks, they made a new closing high yesterday. Looking at the energy sector, it recovered after dipping into the channel on both sides of the border. And so we're still on a buy signal here going into Friday's trading action. Next up, let's take a look at the U.S. most actives, and I sorted this list by price volume. So these are the biggest players out there. This is where all the money went on Thursday. Nvidia had an inside day, so no change there. Tesla also had an inside day, so no change there. There's a new closing high for Amazon heading towards 237.50 and then possibly 250. There's Alphabet making a new high yesterday, trying to get again to 237.50 and then 250. Looking at Apple, Apple is trying to break away from 237.50, again heading towards 250. There's Meta trading through the upper channel line yesterday, but not closing above it. Looking for a close above $752.93 on Friday to give us a buy signal. Then you can see we're stuck right in the middle of the range there at the moment. Looking for Palantir, we've dipped into the channel for the past few days. Looking for a close on Friday above $176.84. We're still holding 150 here. That has not been broken yet on a closing basis. Looking at Microsoft, we need a close on Friday above $510.09. No joy for Salesforce on Thursday, rolling over back on a sell signal. Then we've got Broadcom. We talked about Broadcom earlier. Then looking at Advanced Micro Devices, we need a close above $176.91 on Friday. Then we've got Netflix moving up nicely above the recent August high. Then we've got MicroStrategy making a new low for this move on Thursday. Looking at the TSX most actives, and again, I sorted this list by price volumes. So this is where all the money went on Thursday. Suncor traded through the lower channel line, but did not close below it. So a close below $55.23 on Friday would give us a sell signal. There's Canadian Natural Resources dipping into the channel yesterday, but closing above it. Similar situation for Canadian National Railways. Then we've got Manulife moving up. Again, Manulife is just churning here in the flypaper channel, no direction whatsoever. Then looking at the Bank of Nova Scotia, new high for that stock. Moved up to 87.50. Next target, 90.63. Then there's the Royal Bank and holding 200 here at the moment. Looking for a move up to 206.25 and then possibly 212.50. Then looking at the Bank of Montreal, new high there. Looking for a move up to 175 on Friday. We've got TC Energy stuck here at 71.88. If we can break out above that, then 73.44 is our next target. Then looking at Enbridge, Enbridge is stuck here at 67.19. If we can take that out, then 68.75 comes into play. There's CIBC making a new high, heading towards 112.50. We got as high yesterday as 109.44, so haven't taken out 110 just yet. There's Celestica making a new closing high yesterday, and right up at the top of our projected trading range of 312.50. Okay, folks, that is all for today's presentation. I'm doing this video ahead of the economic numbers coming out at 8:30. That doesn't mean you'll see it before those numbers come out. So, of course, we're looking for expanded volatility after those numbers come out. We did generate some new buy signals yesterday. Not excited about them. I think this is going to be a very volatile period for the next few days, and I'm not overly excited about buying up at these levels, but I certainly don't want to be short going into any of this if if the market wants to continue higher on Friday. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. For members, I'll be back on Sunday afternoon. If you're a non-member, next time you'll hear my voice is on Monday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.